Round one. DJ Dance versus the obstacles of life. Fight!
Time right. It's almost time, baby. You ready?
I'm so ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Now, make sure y'all hitting the thumbs up. Make sure y'all comment and let us know where y'all tuning in from. The show Get 'em to the Metaverse is about to start. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Come on, make some noise. Put some fire emojis in the comment section. It's about to be insane. It's about to be insane. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah, hey, it's called Get 'em to the Metaverse. You gotta get 'em to the Metaverse. That's Joy. That's Joy over there. It's me. It's me right here. It's called Get 'em to the Metaverse. You gotta get 'em to the Metaverse. Let's go. Woo! Hold up. Hey. Hold up. You know how we gotta do it, y'all. First of all, how you feeling, Joy Rain?
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Get 'em to the Metaverse. Look, you are in for a treat today. We have an amazing guest. We have so much to talk about, but before we do that, how are you feeling today, Jaden?
You know, I've been waiting for you to ask me that all day. I'm feeling radical. I'm feeling impactful. I guess you could say I'm feeling kind of supernatural. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just a little bit. It's light work. You know what I'm saying? I didn't write those lyrics down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just that good, with rhyming and the vibes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's Get 'em to the Metaverse. You got to come with the excitement, come with the intensity, come with the mayhem with it. But you know how we do, everybody. Welcome to Get 'em to the Metaverse. Well, we make our mission to help to make the extraordinary Metaverse an ordinary part of life.
Yes.
I'm your boy, Jay Dunn, with the beautiful, magnificent Joy Rain. And we're your hosts. And this is what we do. We're excited to have you in the building because this show is going to be astronomical. You know what I'm saying? So, Joy, I don't know, man. I'm over the moon. I'm feeling really good today. You know what I'm saying? So, outside of the podcast, how are you feeling personally today?
It has been a crazy week trying to get stuff prepared and everything, but I mean, hey, we made it. It's the end of the week. It's Friday. We have so much to look forward to the weekend, and so yeah, I'm excited about it.
You know, in this space that we call home, you know what I'm saying, we do a lot. We do a lot of work. We be working our butts off, you know what I'm saying? So it's good. We normally have the show on Thursday, but it's Friday and it feels good because it's Friday. You know what I'm saying? So y'all relax with us as we get into this week's breaking news. You ready to get into breaking news with me?
Let's go.
Because you know now, if you're not ready, I don't have to transition to that. I can just hold off. But okay, all right.
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so this week in breaking news. Okay, let me bring the music down just a little because we don't want y'all to jam out too much on us. You know what I'm saying? But this week in breaking news, we got a lot to talk about. Number one on the list is the Quest 2, the Quest Pro V55 got a outrageous update, right?
Huge update.
Insane. You know how every YouTuber, all of us are guilty of this. We be like, insane update. They added 2 new things, but it's an insane. This
one for real.
This update for real is absolutely astronomical. They added a 26% boost in CPU for the Quest 2 and Quest Pro, a 19% GPU boost, and 11% in the Quest Pro. Now, don't ask me how I got all those numbers out. You know what I'm saying? But what's amazing is that developers, app makers, the UI, the UX, Meta themselves are going to be able to push this thing even further, and I'm really, really excited about. Joy, what do you think about that?
I'm super excited about it as well. I mean, look, anytime my Quest won't freeze up or lose, tracking, okay, I'm guilty of it. When we're ready to go on a VR date night and we have apps to download, and I'm guilty of not downloading them, and it takes kind of forever. And so I'm like, we're waiting and stuff. I'm so glad that it'll be able to download faster. So I'm excited about that.
That's a good note. I didn't think about just the point of just a faster UI, period. I absolutely love that. It's one of those things where you just kind of have to, I want to see what the developers do with it. I need to see some action. I want to see some resolution bumps. You know what I'm saying? See how far they can push it. That's correct. Well, speaking about pushing things, Xbox decided they was like, yo, we promised y'all some cool stuff at Connect last year, but
I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember that. We got all excited.
We were supposed to have, Game Pass right now. I'm supposed to be using Word and Excel in my headset. It ain't out yet. But the person who's over all of the different technologies at Xbox talked a little bit about VR and said it's just not a market yet that they want to quite get in, and I don't really understand that, seeing that the Quest 2 actually outsold Xbox and most consoles pretty
what happened,
massively, actually, to be honest. So the question is, why won't Xbox, or maybe they are working on something behind the scenes and they just don't want to talk about it, but there was a big push at Connect about Game Pass being on the Quest 2, as well as maybe Flight Simulator and some other type of technologies coming. So Joy, I don't know, Xbox basically saying they're not looking into VR right now, just kind of like, I think you guys are going to miss the mark. What do you think about that?
They might miss the wave, I guess maybe they're trying to see what's going to happen with Apple again, how they're going to affect everything. Maybe they got a little bit too ambitious and too excited at Connect and realized, oh my gosh, wait a minute, I can't do this right now. I don't know.
That's a good point.
And maybe they thought somebody wouldn't have really paid attention or nobody's checking for it. So they're like, we're going to retract that just a little bit.
I'm going to show you just how much people want that. One of the videos on our channel, we talk about how you can get Game Pass right now on the Quest 2 via a third-party app, and it's one of the most viewed on the channel. So people have been looking for a way to just play flat games in their headset without much cumbersome work. So, we still want to see that Meta / Xbox connection. I think, we have an Xbox. Now, Joy is a PlayStation person.
I'm a PlayStation
I'm an Xbox person, but she's a PlayStation person. So we kind of have both in the house, and we got the Switch. Yeah. The Switch is in the middle. The Switch is like Nintendo. So, but none of those things get played in this house. Okay, we don't play the PlayStation, we don't play the Xbox, and we don't play the Nintendo Switch. We literally only play in VR. So it's just, you can't do VR date night with the Switch. Okay. But enough about Xbox. Let's get into another catalyst that's just jumped in the ring, and that is Apple. Now, Apple, we all got extremely excited about the Vision Pro, and they just dropped the SDK this week. And developers has been getting to dig into it and see some really great things. However, there was something that came across that was a little bit like, I don't know if this is going to be well, let's start here. I don't think the Vision Pro. I don't think the Vision Pro is a competitor to the Quest. I'm going to stand on that. Okay, I don't think the Vision Pro is technically a competitor to the Quest 2, the Quest Pro, or even the Quest 3. I honestly think this is just a new computing platform that Apple is dipping their toe into. And the reason why I say that is because there's only I think it's like 1.3 meters or 1.5 meters of space that you can actually allow to move around in a virtual reality app on that platform. So it takes away free roaming around your room, and so you can only stand in a certain area. And I'm like, man, when you playing a game like Blade and Sorcery, for instance, you want to be able to walk around your room, when you're playing pool with your significant other and forever
walking around that pool table.
And she be walking around the pool table whooping my tail for some reason. I don't understand. You want to be able to walk around and move around. So I think what the Quest 3 is going to be and what Quest 2 is even doing with this power boost as they move into mixed reality, you want to be able to move around. If you limit that, it just doesn't have that same feel. The
vibe. Developers, they may push for that.
I'm hoping so. And of course, this is beta 1. This is beta 1. This is not beta 3, beta 4. And this is not coming out till next year. So they have time to add. Yeah, they have some more time to add into that. And the last thing we're going to talk about as far as the news segment goes is that Quest 2, Quest Pro, Quest 2, Quest Pro actually will now, and Quest 3 have age limit drops. So you'll be able to actually get a Quest 2 for a 10-year-old. They're dropping the age limit to use these technologies to 10 years old. So how do you feel about that, Joy?
It's kind of a mixed bag for me.
Okay.
Part of it because this space is so expansive and it's kind of really hard to safeguard per se. However, if they're going into learning experiences, it's absolutely amazing for them to learn anything. But as far as the social side of it, kind of leery about it. Because those safeguards aren't there. So I would absolutely love to see how they would implement those safety things for the younger children.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I strongly believe. They just it's been at 13 specifically for a while. Dropping it to 10, I do think it's going to allow for actually more people to be able to get into the space, more kids. And I think it's great. I think it's something great for kids. It's for learning, like you said, fitness, different things like that.
Yeah.
But my fear is that we're just going to have even more what I like to call squeakers in the headset. When we was playing Breachers that time, Joy was like, they like to scream the worst things a person could say. And just they live off of that. And you get a filter when you play online games a lot, but it's just not something you want to really have to deal with a whole bunch. So we're hoping now there is some hope with this. These are parent managed accounts. So until they of the age of 13, they cannot just download an application. Everything has to be linked to the parent app. Now here's the reality of that. If the parent decides they just want to give them the Quest and let them set it up anyway, there you go. So you can't control what happens in the household, but hopefully this is why we have podcasts like this to talk about these types of things and bring those types of things to awareness. Well, let's get into our apps of the week, unless you have anything else you want to add to that.
Oh no, let's go.
All right, so apps of the week. Now, this one caught me by surprise, Joy, because you've made this your app of the week a few times. A few times. All right.
They get me every time.
So tell me about why this is your app of the week.
That doggone cornhole.
Wait. I gotta go get my sound. Hold on, I gotta go get my sound for that. Wait. Let me see what the heck I got. That goddamn cornhole.
Yes,
Okay,
Forever Games, cornhole. Man, I'm leveling up. I'm playing it. It's just so stressful
I
relieving
understand.
for me, like a stress reliever. So playing this little game and tossing the bags and everything like that, I have so much fun
Tossing. So
tossing.
you help.
I
So your
cannot with
stress is
you.
better when you toss bags. That's really good to know. That's
Oh
really
my
really
goodness.
good to
So
know.
yeah, and coming up they have a free it
It's
help me
free to play. Free to
free to
play. Free to
play.
play. She's thinking about tossing bags, ladies and gentlemen.
I cannot. But yes, free to play coming up, and so make sure you download this. You're gonna have some good times. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. It's actually a really fun game. And on June 28th, they'll be dropping the Freedom update, which is going to allow you
Yes.
to actually play the game completely for free. And I think this is also something good for multiplayer games. The ability to be able to have more people in the lobby to play with, and they're going to
Yeah.
just charge for cosmetics and other things like that. I think that's the way to go with a lot of these types of games. So really excited to see that be added. Now, for me, I've kind of went a different direction this week. So we talked
Okay.
about it in the new apps of last week. It's called Pixel Ripped 1978. All right, this thing
Okay.
goes back to Atari. We have a video, a 15-minute review challenge video on our channel about Pixel Ripped 1978.
It
It's
was
in
awesome. I absolutely
Thank
enjoyed
you,
that one.
thank you. You know, really enjoy the game. I'm a nostalgia retro gaming person. You know, I love the
Hmm.
Nintendo, Sega Genesis. You know, that's what I grew up with. So having a game that goes back in time and actually building a VR experience around like Atari was just like something that's like I gotta see what this is about. So had a ton of fun with this game. It got
Yes.
two thumbs up for me. So I need you guys to go download Pixel Rip 1978. It's an incredible game. Joy, was this be something you might get into?
Yeah, I think I could get into it. You'll have to, help me along with it. As long as we play it together, then I'll be like, okay, cool.
Okay. Well, see, I could do that, baby, and help you toss bags too. Okay. All right. So the last thing on our list is the new app of the week, and that app is Hubris. It's a new game on the Quest platform. It's absolutely a gorgeous thing to look at. I got a
It
chance to
does
get
look beautiful.
an advanced copy of this game. A review will be coming very soon on the channel, and let me tell you guys, the water in this game by itself deserves an award. I don't even know how they got
Okay.
this to run on Quest 2. Look, I was up in there swimming, you know what I'm saying, with the jellyfish, you know what I'm saying? I was in there with the jellyfish. You'll understand when you play the game, but it's an absolutely stunning, beautiful game. I don't know how they got this to run on Quest 2. So make sure you guys download Hubris and be looking forward at Getting Things Done review coming on the channel
Awesome.
soon. Okay. Man, we've been rolling. Like, that was a lot. You know, that was a
It
lot in
was.
a little bit of time, and we got a lot more to the show today. I'm really, really excited about this next phase and next part of our podcast that's about to go into. We want to do a brief bio of the person we're going to be bringing on, and then we're going to just, before we actually bring him on, I got to say a few words.
Okay.
Because this brother, we gonna get in, but I gotta play my music first. Gotta get the music ready. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you could be full screen. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. So
Yeah.
this is what we gonna do. All right. Today we have on our show Dr. Antonio Harrison, a.k.a. Coach Doc. All right. He is a board certified behavior analyst at the doctorate level and has an MA and PhD in the science of behavior analyst. Much of his work focuses on health, sports, and fitness leadership and diversity. OBM, self-management. He is a graduate school professor, consultant, keynote speaker, fitness coach, and virtual reality app that we all know, Supernatural, and has coached varsity high school football for the past 15 years. He has a podcast, Doc's Daily Dose, and a YouTube channel. Coach Doc is an amazing husband, a father of 3 boys. He was born and raised in a wonderful place we like to call Pasadena, California. And we're going to learn a lot more about him. But first, I want to say these words. I've always had a challenge with my weight, and I've always had an issue with working out in the gym. And until VR, I just never felt comfortable with working on my fitness properly. And then I found this app called Supernatural. But it wasn't just the app. It was this coach. And so I want to introduce you guys to a coach I call my own personal coach. Ladies and gentlemen, help me in joining the brother, the man, Coach Doc. Let's go.
What up, y'all? Y'all are too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, welcome, man. We are so excited to have you on Get 'em to the Metaverse. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Thank you for having me. That intro gave me chills. And Joy, you need to find me on your cornhole leaderboard because I'm on there. And anytime you want a match.
Listen, okay. Like Zuck said the other day, drop the location.
In real life and in VR.
Okay, yeah, we gonna do the Zuck approach. Drop the location. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
yes.
up.
Well, this is one of my favorite parts of the podcast where we get to turn this over to Joy Rain, and she's gonna ask some incredible questions. So let's get it started, Joy.
Absolutely. Well, first off, welcome to the podcast. And the first question we're going to start off with is, how did you first get introduced to VR? And what was your first experience being fully immersed in a headset?
So I'll do the flip side of it. I actually got to see VR for the first time going to a colleague's graduate program over at CSUN. And they had people working on VR and the effects it may have on your eyesight and the age limits. And it was at the time where all they had was like rock climbing and you know that game where you walk the plank at a...
Yep, Richie's plank. Yep.
And so I got to check that out and it was the first time and I was like, this is something different. Right.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, I was teaching graduate school as a full-time professor and I was burnt out. Like I was just burnt out. I had 4 full classes and a bunch of students and the way they had set up the program, it was too much. So I ended up saying, you know, I'm done with that for a while. I got enough money to take care of my family at the moment. Let me find something that keeps my love of talking on a microphone, being around people, leading, fitness. And I just went to Craigslist and I found a job opening for a fitness instructor at like a boutique treadmill fitness studio. Like, you know, one you would think with the earpiece and playing music and walking around. And I went into interview and the person who interviewed me as a manager was Coach Leanne.
Wow.
And, okay.
We got to talking and she was just like, why are you here? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, I want something fun and intriguing. And this sounded interesting. And my kids go to school down the block. I coach football down the block. Like, this is perfect. I just want to do it. And so I did it and did really well. Leanne left after like two and a half years. And that boutique got bought out by this big corporation that would buy boutiques and franchise them all over the globe.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do a Peloton style where you got a video recording while you're on a treadmill and doing workout with dumbbells. And so they put out an audition. I did it and I ended up being the first one for that company to do it. And they took my video and played it at the Fitness Expo, the biggest one that's in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
I think Coach Leanne saw that. And if she didn't, it would just happen to have been off my reputation of working with her. And one day I'm sitting at home and I just got a text like, you want to audition to be a virtual reality fitness coach? And I was like, I don't know what in the world that is, but I'm game.
Come on.
And so I went, I went, got interviewed, had the audition, and they put me in the headset for the first time. And when I took it off, I was just like, when are we starting? What are we doing?
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's what it's been ever since.
Oh my goodness.
That is insane. Just hearing that story of your journey from burnout to literally in the headset and it being a life-changing moment. That's crazy. Wow.
Absolutely.
I try to tell people all the time, you want to do great things, be bigger than your environment.
Love that. And also being your purpose because I mean, you did not veer away from that and you knew what in your heart was dear to you and you stayed with it. So that's incredible.
Yes.
Nice.
You know, thinking about that too, what you just said was so powerful too, because you was like, what can I do that is, you know, still leading, that's still fitness. That's you start going down a list, and if it didn't fit that list, it's like, well, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we compromise that when we burnt out. We're like, I'll do
Absolutely.
anything I can do to not do this. And it's like, I wasn't burnt out from leadership. I wasn't burnt out from fitness. I'm burnt out from the vehicle that I've been using to do it. You know, and it's just so powerful, man. You're dropping all kind of gems in here.
Yes,
early on.
Awesome. So, for the person who's watching that has never worked out in VR, explain to them the unique benefits of VR fitness compared to the traditional like workouts.
Well, I'll tell you this. I've been an athlete since I was the age of 3 in organized sports, from being a junior Olympic swimmer to playing basketball and football and track all my life. And so when I went in to hear that this was not a game, but it was fitness workout, I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Really? Nah, it ain't like I lifted weights with college football players. Like, this isn't no.
Yeah.
And then once I got in, 10 minutes in, I hadn't sweat more than that. The only time I sweat more than that in 10 minutes is playing basketball.
Come on.
And I was like, oh, this is a game changer. And so you have the physical benefits of the sweat, the cardio, the your muscles moving in different ways, and also rhythmic ways that increase coordination. But the biggest one to me is you avoid the things that are aversive for people working out. Like, Jay Dunn, you was talking about you didn't like going to the gym. I don't like going to the gym.
Yeah.
The reason I don't like going, I don't want to wait for someone to get off the rack. I don't want to be like, why are there 10 people in the mirror taking pictures? Nobody's working out.
Yes.
Right. And I got to take a shower in this 24-hour fitness. Like, where are my sandals at? Like, I don't want any of that. And so for this, I can easily be like, you know what? I'm gonna get some work in. Let me pop this on, get to it right here, right now, without having to do it. It eliminates so many of the aversive things and eliminates so much of the procrastination with your motivation.
Wow.
Yes. Because go ahead.
No, go ahead, Joy.
No, but because I was telling Coach Doc before we even got on air, is that the only time that I've really seen him was when I see him in VR and I know I'm going to sweat. And we're having a one-sided conversation. I mean, he's like, go athlete. And I'm like, you know what? And I know I'm going to get this sweating, really great workout. So, I mean, it's truly amazing.
You know what my favorite part of when I think about this, my favorite part of a supernatural workout is you don't know, sometimes you don't realize, you just looking at the song list, you go, oh, I like these songs, let me go in, and you don't realize how long the song is. So that first one you going in, you block it, and then here come Cody, all right, now we about to go into the next one, and you like, wait a minute. All right, athlete, you ready? Yeah. We still got a little bit more to go. And you on the fourth song, and he talking about something, but look, we got one more, so I need to give you all you got. I gave you all I got on the first one. Okay?
No, you didn't. You had more. You finished it.
He had more, exactly.
Yes, indeed. No, but it's incredible, just talking about even the hand and eye coordination. And it is definitely something, we both went and got gym memberships, early on, and we went in that gym and we had all intensive purpose to lose weight and work out and get stronger. And I'm like, man, I would when I got into that headset and was able to do that, I was like, yo, this is good. I'm good with this. This is my level, so that's really incredible.
Absolutely. So, can you share with us a success story or a testimonial of someone who has benefited from your VR fitness instruction or sessions that you can remember that stood out to you?
It wasn't even a workout. It was the guided meditation. The one that always, I've gotten a lot of messages about it helping a lot of people through troubled times, but the one that always sticks out to me for whatever reason was an older woman who was dealing with weight issues and cholesterol issues and heart problems, and she went in to go see her doctor, and they ran some test on her or something, and the doctor was like, this is way too high, like this, and we're going to run the test again, but I'll give you a minute. And when the doctor left, instead of her going in her mind and thinking all
Wow.
kind of things. She says, "Let me stop." Coach Doc talked to me about breathing and how to
Wow.
breathe properly. And she sat there and took a moment for herself and just breathed. She breathed with intention and
Wow.
slowed everything down. They came back, ran the test again. The doctor was like, "You good? Go home."
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my goodness.
And so to hear people say they've been off, cholesterol pills and blood medicine pills, and they've gone from diabetes, but that moment right there was like, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that was powerful.
You gave me a little chills, man. You know they
Right.
went to the, like honestly, I can affirm your voice is I use the word anointed, gifted, however you want to look at it, but your voice and the way you speak audibly, even in those
Hmm.
moments where I feel like I'm about to give up, and you come on, it'd be like,
Yeah.
man, all right, let me give coach just a little bit, let me give him a little
I
bit more.
appreciate
You
that,
know what I'm
man.
saying? Now I'm gonna go soak myself in Epsom salt after this. But I want to give coach just a little bit more because I at the end I want to like almost fist bump, like I kind of want to be like
Yeah.
I did it, I got through it. And when you get that double platinum or you start seeing it, you be like, man, I did this, and you want to put it on your social media, you want to go after it because it really is a feeling of euphoria that you get when you
Yes.
begin to implement these types of things for sure.
Hands down.
That's it.
Absolutely. And so with the meditation, how did you begin with that in guiding people through these meditation sessions?
So I was always interested in meditation myself, but I'm the
Okay.
type of person when it comes to anything in life, I
Hmm.
experiment, right? Like, so
Mm.
I'm gonna try all
Hmm.
the different things. I'm gonna take what's useful, leave what's useless, and curate my own experience. So,
Okay.
like, I tried Nichiren Buddhism, chanting, Nam Myoho
Yeah.
Hmm.
Renge Kyo, Tina Turner,
Yeah.
right?
Tina
Yeah,
Turner.
The Tina
yeah.
Turner.
Like I tried that. I did sitting meditation, Zen meditation. I tried all these different things. And I was like, you know what? I like this part, this part, this part. And so I really got into my own style of it, did guided meditations too. And then back to that first job I had with Coach Leanne, they were at
Hmm.
that studio, they were trying to figure out ways to offer different things for their
Mm.
members. And I was like, I could, I could write a guided meditation and do it live in person if y'all want to try it. And so we did, and it was a big success. And then when I was with VR Supernatural, we were looking like, what other things could we provide for the members? And Leanne was
Mm.
like, "You want to try those meditations?" And so
Wow.
we, if you've been a member of Supernatural from Jump, you know that back in the day we didn't have them separate. It was a part of a series called Slow Burn, where it'd be a
Mm.
low intensity modality, and at the end, I'd give you a 5 minute meditation,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it did well enough to where it was like, let's keep offering these. And
Yes.
That's
so
awesome.
I just kept writing them. And the funny thing is, a lot of people tell me you knew exactly what to say and what I needed to hear. And what I tell
Yeah.
them is, nah, it is, what it shows to me is how much alike we are, because what I'm doing is writing the things that we all need to hear, including myself.
Mm,
Mm.
Right. So I'm writing
yeah.
for me from the heart, but I know it's going to hit you because we all there. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
different.
Absolutely.
Ain't nobody different.
That's so good. That's so good. Look, see,
Yes.
we all calm now. We
Yeah.
all
Right.
we on here like,
In this
man, look
meditative
at
state.
Y'all
Yes.
came in hyping.
what I'm saying. Look, I wanna change the scene now. I'm like, man, we cooling now. We cool. We not hyping the sun. We cooling now. But no, honestly, like the meditation is so different. That is something that I think we started doing it when we kind of got into Apple Fitness a while back, and we saw they had meditation. We began to do that, and it was like, wow, this is something, because I was dealing with bad anxiety at a time, and man, that is like a cure to really get your breathing together,
Hmm.
mentally get to a place in your mind, and like I said, that guided piece, and like I said, you have a thing with your voice, man. It's just be like, all right, coach, I hear you, man. All right, I'm gonna let
Appreciate
I'm gonna let that go in my mind.
you. Yeah, now I wish more people, because meditation in VR is a little different than other types of
Correct.
meditation, because your
Oh
eyes are
yeah.
open, which is way different. So really, for me, it's more about affirmation and self discovery and trying to get you to just hear me. So it's really different, but the big part for me is your breath. Like I don't know if y'all drive, but we drive out here like crazy in LA, right? People wash their car, they put gas in it, go take it to the
Mm-hmm.
mechanic, all that, because that's the lifeline of your car. You got to put gas in it to drive it, or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you got to plug it in. If you stopped breathing, what would happen?
You die.
exactly.
Right? So people don't take a
Mm-hmm.
minute to be like, let me intentionally focus on the thing that's giving me physical life right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Love that. Love, love,
Yes.
love that. Okay, so I have a show called Joy in the Morning.
As
It's
I take a
all
sip of
about
my beer, excuse me.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead. So I have a show called Joy in the Morning. It's all about helping people become more joyful, optimistic, and yearning for positivity. And it's about helping people with mental health as well, addressing those difficult situations and things that they're going on in their lives. And so I want to know, how important is mental health to you, and what are you doing to, bring awareness to the importance of a good mental health?
It's huge. I'm glad that it's being talked about more. I believe we all around the same age. Y'all know, growing up, no one talked about that,
Nope.
No,
especially
indeed.
especially in a black household. You didn't talk about nothing personal outside the house.
No,
Don't be bringing
sir.
our business to nobody else, right?
No,
Exactly.
sir.
Right. That's why we didn't go to therapy. That's why we didn't do any of that, right?
Hmm.
But for my own well-being, I got a wife and three boys.
Come on.
So I had to, now I've always been a night owl, but I had to train myself to be in bed by 10 so I could be up by 5, so that from 5 to 7, I got me time.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just me. Now I meditate. I sit on the back porch with my coffee and have a conversation with the universe. I may write something. I may
Yeah.
chill,
Yeah.
even if I'm just sitting there relaxing and not doing anything. It's me so that I get myself prepared for the day to handle everything. Because otherwise, if I don't, the alarm goes off. I gotta hop up, wake the kids up, make breakfast, make school lunch, get everybody moving, and now I'm
Yeah.
already in a frenzy. It's
Come on,
also the
man.
reason I don't use my phone as my alarm. It's in a whole nother room. I don't check.
Mm.
I don't check notifications for the first 2 hours of the day.
Come
Right.
on.
Yeah.
Any of that. So that is for me. Those two
Hmm.
hours, and the way that I try to promote that, whether it be through the guided meditations or the clients that I take on one on one or the keynotes, it's never me trying to give people advice. It's
Mm.
me sharing my reflections of what I've
Yeah.
learned and trying to hold a mirror up so that you can ask yourself the questions you know you need to ask, but you don't want to answer.
That's
Right?
so
Like,
good.
Absolutely.
we
That's
all
so
got
good.
them. We all got them. Like, it's a hard thing to look in
Yes.
that mirror these days.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. You know, thinking about mental health deeply, um, and I love you talk about those first 2 hours. It's something we've been hearing a lot, Joy.
We have.
A mentor of ours calls it 0 hour, and that's when he's like, there is no communicating with me between this time and this time. It's
Hmm.
just me, myself, universe, guy, however you want to look at it, and that
Hmm.
is just that's all it's going to be. And it's so funny. One time I tried to call him, and he was like, "It's 0 hour." They hung up. Like there is no disrupting this because I need this
Yeah.
to be at the high level of productivity. I need this at the high level of my energy. And so it's something that me and Joy both have been working towards
Or
building
to implement.
into our lives as well. So love hearing that.
Well, and
Yes.
I'll tell y'all this as a piece of advice. Don't try to do it 2 hours out the gate. Start with five
Mm.
minutes.
Come on.
Oh, okay.
5 minutes. Just show up for 5 minutes and do nothing. When you see the benefit of that, you go, I want 10. Then you see 10, you like, I want 30. Right?
Yeah.
That's what's going to make it easier for you to go to bed a little bit earlier and be willing to not hit that snooze. Everybody want to change their whole life in one foul swoop. Nah,
Yep.
change one thing at a time in
Come
small
on.
increments.
That's great advice. I hope everybody was listening to that because that was super, super good. Absolutely love that. And I mean, you touched on my next topic and question that I was going to have for you. Like, how do you balance being a husband, a father, professor, consultant, keynote speaker, podcaster, fitness, and football coach, and everyday life? But now we know that you take this time for yourself every day, those 2 hours to implement you time.
And I'll add to that besides the U time. Like it sounds like a lot, but the way I organize it, it's not.
Come on.
Right? Like for real, like my clients that I work one on one with, when they go to my Calendly to book me for a session,
Mhm.
you got 2 days out of the week, and they're a 3 to 4 hour gap that you can book. You don't
Oh.
if it don't fit for you, it don't work. Sorry, like
Right.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
doesn't. If I'm going to a conference and they want me to stay for a dinner, but my son's got a championship football game, nah, book my ticket so that as soon as I'm done talking, I'm out of there so I can go watch his game. Right? Like
Love
Mm.
it.
so. And when I record podcasts, I'm 2 to 3 weeks out.
Come
Mhm.
So that
on.
way, if I miss a week, I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about it. Everything has got its little time pockets and space. So that way, I'm not running like a chicken with his head cut off. And even when I do Supernatural,
Mhm.
I'm I love my peoples there. I love the team. I love everybody. But when I shoot, I'm in. It's time to work, and then I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
I
it.
hear
Like I
that.
got I got there's other people count on me and other people who want me to be around. I
Love it.
love y'all. When we have our kick it time, we can kick it. But
That's the
if we
cornhole time.
working,
That's the.
yeah, if we working, we working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love that, man. Oh man, this is so many jewels, y'all, that's
Yes.
dropping in this podcast. It's all centered around being a better you. If
Yes.
you ain't a better you for you, you can't be a better you for nobody else.
Nobody else.
Absolutely.
So just being able to, that's something me and Joe, we've been doing this. We've been doing this. We've been very intentional lately about saying, letting our no's be no's
Yeah.
and our yeses be yeses,
Absolutely.
because
And
it's not a game.
what's awesome is when you say no, tell me people figure it out. They
Oh yeah.
figure out the thing they needed you to do that was so dire when you're like, I can't do it. They
That's it.
Mhm.
figure it out. They figure it out. They
They
didn't
sure
really
do.
need you to do it. Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
They just wanted you to. That's all.
That's it.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna shift gears a little bit. So tell us more about your podcast, Doc's Daily Dose. What's it about, and where the people can find it?
So you can find it on it used to be Anchor, but now Spotify took that over. So
Correct.
Spotify, Apple
Mhm.
Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker. It drops every Sunday. I drop it 6 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
And really all it is during the week, some question hit me because one of the things I do I call intentional thinking. I
Mhm.
just take time to sit down and think
Hmm.
whether I'm in like I got a specific question I want to answer, or I'm just like, all right, it's thinking time, 30 minutes. I'm just gonna think. Where's my brain going? And or an experience that I had during the week or anything where some sort of question popped up for me. Spiritual, physical, emotional, life question, philosophical question, and I reflect on it, talk about the experience, and expand on it. And it's never more than 10, 15 minutes in the podcast. And
Okay.
it's just like, here, I'm going to drop this jewel on you. Take it how you want it. Pick it up when you want. But it started, which y'all love this being from Louisiana.
Mhm.
If you go all the way back to the very first episode of that show,
Okay.
what I did was I sat down with my dad, who is 73 years old. He is the second youngest of 11.
Come on.
Oh wow.
And like people don't realize, like my granny picked cotton as a sharecropper. Like it wasn't that long
Wow.
ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So it chronicles his life from as far back as he can remember
Mhm.
all the way to present day, hour-long episode. We did 27 episodes. We brought my mom in, my sister, my
Wow.
2 half brothers,
Wow.
and my dad's been through it all. I'm talking
Yeah.
all of it. And so you get to see that, and then a producer's cut afterwards and my thoughts about it as an adult. And
Oh my
so you
gosh.
got that to start, and then after that, it's just my reflections on things. But I love it.
Okay. So hold on. In other words, y'all go to this podcast right now.
Absolutely.
Subscribe to the podcast right now, and it's everywhere. He said
Yeah,
it's,
it's
it's Apple,
everywhere.
it's Apple, Google. It's everywhere. Okay,
Yeah, we're gonna have to go all the way back to the first
What you
ones,
talking about? As soon as we out of this, we gonna tune
Yeah.
in and
Just
go
put
back
the
to that
just
first
put the
one.
apostrophe for docs, and that'll make sure that you find it. DOC
Gotcha.
apostrophe S. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
Love
And
it.
so it just flows into the next question. What does representation in this space mean to you?
It's interesting because I give a lot of talks on diversity, equity, and inclusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
When most people see me walking down the street, they go Puerto Rican, Dominican, unless they're black. Black people go, oh, he's black.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like they know off rip. So it gives me an opportunity because of my ambiguity to be able to reach a lot more people than I would have had I looked another way.
Yeah.
Right. So people who think I'm Italian or think that I'm Puerto Rican or Dominican or maybe Mexican or Greek or whatever they think, they're like, I'm curious now. And in the moment, where they might have shut me off from the beginning, going like, I ain't trying to listen to him. Right. Now I got a bigger audience to be able to speak to and represent for us because, as y'all know, just like every other race, every other ethnicity, we come in different shapes, sizes, colors, skill sets, cultures, backgrounds, home life. Like, don't pigeonhole us into one thing. So, it gives me a chance to go, yeah, I love hip hop. Yeah, I'm tatted up. I got a bald head. I can look intimidating, but I also do the guided meditations.
Yes.
Right? Come talk to me.
Man, I love that. One of the reasons why we started this podcast, we said every single show. I think we this is the 22nd one. We have said it 22 times and we're going to say it again. Is because we wanted to make sure that as people tuned in, people of color, of our ethnicity, but not just that, everyone in the world being able to watch this and seeing that this is an opportunity in VR, XR, and even in fitness and wellness and mental health. This is an area where you can be a part of. It is not siloed. It is not only for one type of people. It's for everybody. Absolutely. And so we wanted to make sure that we had a podcast that celebrated and showed that in throws, so being able to have someone like you come on, like you said, we knew when we was from the first second I saw you on Supernatural, I'm like, that brother. He's like, as my boy Jay-Z says, and I'm like, wait. Coach Doc, he one of us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The power behind being able to squeeze in those doors and have that conversation around diversity is powerful. It's so powerful. And that's one of the reasons why we do this show 100%.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say one of the real dope things that I've been able to experience, which a lot of people talk about code switching and wearing masks, right? I personally believe it's a superpower we have. I can go from the barbecue to the boardroom real fast, right? So my ability to be able to sit in this room wearing a suit, speak your language, know what you're talking about subtly, unconsciously, and be able to spit it back to you, but then be able to walk right into my house shoes, shorts, and tank top and barbecue out back and throw on some, Sam Cooke.
Come on.
Right? Like we can... The ability to run that spectrum, I used to have such a problem with like, am I being real? Am I really myself?
Wow.
Is it? Nah, I am. I'm always myself. I just also understand how other people are and understand the situations I'm in. So I make sure that I put myself in a position where I feel comfortable for me and I can run the gamut of all so that I can get all the information I need to make an informed decision about anything.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Listen.
Love that. Come on.
From the boardroom to the barbecue. You hear me, guys?
Boardroom to the barbecue.
That is a Doc said he wasn't gonna freestyle on this show, but he just did. He freestyled a bar. In fact, Game and Drink said that is a bar. Oh, that was Rex. Rex said that's a bar. That's a bar. Like honestly, it's so powerful because that's exactly how we feel. We'll go to certain conferences, go to certain things, and be like, you know what? We gotta transform. We gotta be this. However, when you flip that switch on the other side of that, we're ready.
We can look if you buck,
not nothing.
Real fast.
real fast.
Yes.
I love it.
I am at peace because I know I can be violent. Be real.
That's another bar. That's another bar. Okay.
I could me at peace because I know I can be violent. Come on now.
Well, you know what's dope is like my conferences for my science. I did the whole track and like submitted and did presentations and would show up and spend all this money as a student. And like no one cared. So I was like, well, I'm not going no more. I'm gonna do my own thing. The moment I started doing my own thing and representing myself and doing well, all of a sudden it's like, hey, can you come to Ontario, Canada? Can you come to Denver? Can you come to Massachusetts, New Hampshire? We'll fly you hotel, food, $2,500 for you to speak for 45 minutes. Like all of a sudden you want me back because I was like, I'm gonna go do my own thing. Wow. If there's not a space for me, I'm not trying to sit at your table. I'm finna build my own. Like, what are you talking about?
Yes. And also, I think the young people need to hear this. There are young people that listen to our podcast and everything. And so for you to say that is monumental for real. So I hope you have been listening and taking notes.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so we're coming toward the end of our podcast. But before we go, we always ask every single guest. The show is called Get Them to the Metaverse. How do you get them to the Metaverse?
I mean, my job helps me get them to the Metaverse.
The brother said, look here. This here, right here.
Right there. But you know what the cool thing about that is I get to meet people and tell them what I do, and they'll be like, what's that? And then I'll explain it. I had an instance where, like, y'all see, if I'm tagged on anything in social media, I respond.
Yep.
Right? Always, automatically, because I recognize, like, I'm not a celeb. I'm a normal person who has a really cool job who happens to affect a lot of people. That's it. That's the only difference between me and you or anyone else in this world, right? There's nothing special about maybe I have an ability to coach in a certain way, but that's because I've been coaching football for 15 years. Like I just have experience behind it, right? So whether it's people asking about the job that I do and me telling them about that, people seeing Supernatural on an ad and hopping in and being hooked by the music, my coaching, the other coaches, whatever it may be. And there's also someone who recently had sent me a Quest 2, and they're like, I upgraded, I cleared this. I don't know what to do with it, but I know you'll give it to somebody and do the right thing. And so they mailed it to me with a bunch of accessories, and I waited like 6 months until I saw someone who had a Quest that got destroyed and was like, I got you.
Wow.
Sure. Wow. Here you go. Right?
That's amazing.
That's incredible. Well, you know, we can't champion Supernatural enough. Y'all go download that right now, and that will get you into the metaverse and get your butt fit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Go check out Coach Doc and all the incredible. What I will say, you know, not to shy away from our love for Coach Doc, but all of the coaches are incredible. Even had some incredible guest coaches come on as well. So it's just really cool. We are fans of the Supernatural platform, and we just so thankful to have had you on and to talk about that. Yes, indeed. Joy, what else you got for us?
Yeah. So I want to make sure that everybody goes and downloads or, you know, listens to Coach Doc's daily dose. Like, we're definitely going to go check that out. Make sure you listen to that, download that podcast. And it has been a phenomenal time. I mean, how have you enjoyed yourself, Jay Dunn?
Man, I'm over here like you know what I'm saying, about to cry, man. You know, we
contemplating life out there, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Coach Doc in the building, man. You know, I'm gonna get in my headset right now after this, man. Well, first we're gonna download the podcast, and then I'm gonna get in the headset and do some Supernatural and cuss him out because he gonna be. I ate a cookie today, and he gonna make me feel some type of way about it.
Hey, don't be mad. It's Friday. I got my beer.
There you go.
Okay. Just there one or two, though. Okay.
Yes, it. Well, Coach Doc, do you have any last words you want to give us?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. And it's no words of wisdom. It's actually directed towards both of y'all. If you can put me up on the screen with both of y'all.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let me give me my Stephen A. Smith moment there. Okay.
Let's go.
Whether folks have told you or not, what you were doing is something amazing. Don't matter whether it's one eyeball or 1,000 on it. You keep doing what you're doing. Continue to build your relationship with each other, with this community, with everything else. Doesn't matter what happens with it. Y'all are already in a place of love, and that's all it's supposed to be. So I appreciate y'all for having me here. I appreciate y'all for showing me love. And I wanted to make sure that I reciprocated that love for what y'all are doing, because it's beautiful. Like it is something that people should recognize in today's day and age when there's so much negativity out there. You got something positive right in front of your eyes. Not only of the information you're given, the people that you're sharing about, but the positivity of you two together, your energy.
Yeah.
That is a representation that in our community, we don't have, and y'all are providing it.
Wow.
Man. Coach Doug, now he gonna make me
sweat
through my eyes because I'm gonna be crying.
I'm putting the camera on you.
Sweating.
I put the camera on you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. We
You're
really,
welcome.
really appreciate that. Jay-Dunn, go ahead. You close it out. I can't.
Listen, man, wasn't expecting that one, but it was such an honor to hear from someone who has been an amazing coach to me. Once again, we want to just give you your flowers and say, you continue to be the amazing father, the amazing husband, the amazing leader, the amazing educator, the amazing podcast, everything that you encompass. We continue to pray God's blessings over it continually, because we really believe in what you're doing, and we are big fans of all that you do, and we will continue to support you in every way that get into the metaverse, getting things done, the Duns can. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we appreciate everyone, some of our biggest fans and supporters in here, saying y'all have a good night. You all gaming drinks. Also saying I'm a fan of this series. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and
Enjoy. Put me on that VR list. And when I'm in Louisiana or y'all down here in LA, hit me. I got a barbecue for you.
Oh,
hey.
Look.
We gonna be scheduling it.
We gonna be scheduling now. But this the thing. We about to schedule that butt whooping in cornhole. Because I've been waiting for a long time to get at you for all the hurting I went through in Supernatural. But we gonna
might have to hurt your feelings. I'm sorry.
All right. Look, I'm gonna turn him off. Look, I'm turning him off. He ain't even on the camera no more. Y'all can't even see him no more. Listen, this has been one of the best Get 'em to the Metaverse podcast. We really, once again, appreciate every single one of you who have tuned in live and will tune in later, because we have a strong follow-up gang who comes back and watch these things afterwards. Yes. So once again, Joy Rain, any last words before we go?
Y'all, thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you tune in next week because we have more coming.
That's right. So we will see y'all next time.